Hey guys, it's Julie. My name is Julie Martinez and this is my channel. For those of you who are new, welcome. So this video is going to be for my top 5 writing tips, and I'm also going to be answering some questions about my writing because this is supposed to be a Q&A video, but a lot of you guys just basically asked me questions about my writing. So I just decided, let me just do a writing video and that will please my followers. I'm going to start with my top 5 writing tips, then I'll answer some of your questions. I'm going to start from number 1 of my writing tip. My number 1, biggest writing tip for you guys is to just write from your heart. And I know it sounds really cliche, but honestly, I found that writing through my heart is a much more passionate way to write. I can't write about things that I'm not inspired by or just passionate about in general. People could say, Julie, write about trees or write about stripes, and I'll be like, okay, I can write about it, but it's not going to be good. So essentially just write what's in your heart and it'll be nice and lovely, and just write about what you're passionate about. Think about something in your life that you're really passionate about and just sit down and write about it. And it really works because you just have so much emotion about that, and just emotion is what gets me writing, basically. My top number 2 tip for writing would be to read a lot and expand your vocabulary, because that's what really helped me. I started writing last year around fall time 2012, and that's also when I started reading a lot and I became obsessed with reading. And some books that can help you pick up some nice vocabulary. I mean, for me, I just started reading a lot of John Green. I read every single one of his books. Yes, I did. I'm obsessed. Also, right now I'm currently reading a book by Jodi Picoult called The 10th Circle. I'm not sure if I pronounced her last name right, I'm sorry. But they are my 2 favorite authors, and let me just tell you, Jodi Picoult's books are just amazing. I love her books and I recommend them so much because every single one of her books that I've read is just breathtaking. I love her use of vocabulary, and I love her way of writing and her metaphorical sense. It just excites me so much. I'm just a weirdo. Okay, top number 3 tip for writing would be to always have notes or a book on handy to write just when you just feel like writing. Okay, here's an example. I've been in the shower before, just shampooing my hair or something, and I'll just start thinking about the drips of the water, and then I'll start thinking about something in my life which relates to the drips of the water, and then I'll form some sort of poetical writing in my head about the drips of the water. I don't know. This has happened to me before. I've thought of poems in the shower, and I'll write them down in my notes on my phone and just post it later. And yeah, so just always be prepared to write, even if you're sitting in bed at the middle of the night. I have actually gotten out of bed to just write, because thoughts can come at any time. And if you'll just be thinking and all of a sudden you'll think of something really nice, then you can just write it and formulate it into more words. So I like to have my handy dandy keep calm and write on notebook on me at all times. And okay, let me tell you, I got this in July and I bring it with me everywhere. If I go on vacation, if I go to the park, I don't care where I go, I always have this to write in. And it's already more than halfway filled. I don't know if you can see the words, but it's halfway filled. It's just crazy. I love this thing to death, and I have so much writing in here. But yeah, that helps a lot too. My number 4 tip for writing would be, believe it or not, to listen to music. So by this I mean listen to music that you're inspired from, or that can provoke some sort of thought or feeling from you that you might want to write from. I would be listening to some song by Radiohead, for instance, and the lyrics will just get to me, and I'll be like, well, that triggers emotional feeling within me, so then I write about it, you know? So listen to the lyrics of a song, because that tends to really provoke a sort of image or feeling or thought process in your mind that gets you writing, and that happens to me a lot. And some lyrics that I think are awesome lyrics, Angus and Julia Stone, definitely check out any of their songs. They just all are really well thought out, beautiful lyrics. I love their lyrics. Also, believe it or not, Marina and the Diamonds has really nice lyrics too. I love listening to the lyrics in her songs. If you ever really pay attention to them, they're actually kind of metaphorical in a sense, and it's just really awesome. So pay attention to the lyrics of the songs, because it's basically poetry with rhythm. Number 5 for writing would be to just write for yourself and not for anyone else, if that makes sense. For me, it got really hard to distinguish if I was writing for myself or writing for the people who wanted to read it, and writing for Writing Queen. I would struggle with that because I'd focus my thoughts too much on what people would want to read as opposed to what I felt. So really just try to separate that and write what you feel, write what you want, and write what you think in your mind, not what you think other people will like. Because it's really hard to write something nice and also write what you feel. if that makes sense. So just write whatever's on your mind. I don't care if you're thinking chicken nuggets are awesome. Write it down on a piece of paper, and who knows, you might get inspired by it later and write chicken nuggets, the breath of the chicken which touches my mouth, so delicious. I don't know. See, like, just write words and you will formulate lovely thoughts from them, and just write whatever is on your mind. That helps me so much. So hopefully you guys enjoy these top 5 tips, and these are really useful for me for when I write. Other than that, I can answer some of your questions now, and so I will answer like my top 5 questions that I get a lot on Writing Queen. So one of them would be, when did you start writing? And the answer to that is, like, I've always been writing. I've always had thoughts in my mind that I wanted to write, but I didn't actually start posting until around this time last year, actually, around 2012, fall, winter. I actually started writing on my main blog. I posted a couple poems on my main blog, and I noticed that people liked them. I was like, oh, this has 20,000 notes. Oh my goodness, people actually like my writing. So that's where I got the idea to, hey, let me just start a writing blog where I can post my writing. And that is the birth of Writing Queen, and that is how it was born. So another question I get a lot is, who do you write about? Who is the secret person that you write about, Julie? And the answer to that is a mystery, because I can't tell you guys, because I would ruin the surprise. But I can tell you that I actually said the name of the person in my dedication on my book that I'm going to be publishing hopefully sometime in my life. I mean, I can't necessarily say who I write about because it would just ruin a lot of things for me. But yeah, that's a question I get a lot, and I'm not ready to answer it. That's my answer. I'm sorry, guys. I'll keep posting, but I just can't tell anyone who I write about because it's a secret. Another question I get a lot is, when are you publishing your book, Julie? And the answer to that is also kind of a mystery, because I was trying to publish in summer, okay? I even made a draft, and I even did a lot for it. And I bought books on how to publish if you're a teenager. But it's just, the thing is, it's so hard to get published if you are a 16-year-old teenager who has never had any writing experience before. I have to get my work copywritten first, and that costs money, so I have to accumulate money first for that, and then I'd have to submit my work to a publishing company and then have it liked by them so that they would publish it and see some sort of potential in it. So I'm not really sure. I will try to publish online, which is actually really easy, and so I will try to do that by 2014, hopefully. But I will keep you guys posted on that, and I will keep posting on Writing Queen, and no matter what. So I'm sorry that I just have not had the chance to even publish a book yet. It's just so incredibly hard. It's kind of like my hopes have gone down the drain, but that's okay because I'll keep trying. Another question I get a lot is, how do you write your poems and what apps do you use for it? So I use this app for Apple that is called Pages, and I paid a little bit for it. I'm not sure how much because I bought it 2 years ago, but I use Pages, which is essentially like Microsoft Word. And I just type it on there with a Times New Roman 12-point font, and then I screenshot it. And if you don't know how to screenshot, just hit Command Shift and the number 3 at the same time, and it'll screenshot. And then from there, I drag the screenshot to my iPhoto, and I crop and edit it, and then post it on Writing Queen. And that is how I create these poems. Okay, another question I get a lot is, Julie, why do you use semicolons and commas so often? The answer to that is that I just like it to create syntax, and not necessarily syntax, but it creates a sort of emphasis. So if you see that I use a semicolon or a comma in a certain area, it is most likely because I did that intentionally to like add special effect behind the writing, because a lot of times it's not necessarily the words that you use, but also the grammar that you use to create dramatic pauses or like a certain break in your sentence, which might have more significance to the entire writing as a whole than the rest of it. So really, that's what I use it for. I know my grammar, I do, but I just like to misuse it a little bit sometimes and play around with it. Actually, famous poets such as Ernest Hemingway have done that in the past, and he is the king of making grammar errors to bring out emphasis, so I kind of got some inspiration from him. Another one of my favorite poets is Robert Frost. I'm obsessed with him, and I love his poetry, and I just love anyone who writes beautiful poems. Okay, so, oh, another question I wanted to get to was, will you read my work, Julie, or will you post it on your blog? So I will not post it on my blog because I want to keep everything on my blog written by me and only me, but I will read your writing and give you constructive criticism if you just message me on my Facebook Writing Queen page, which I will link below. You just have to message me your, writing, and I will get back to you shortly because I am very busy. I don't always have time to look at them. I'm really sorry, but I will get back to you eventually. I do promise that. Alrighty then, I hope you guys really liked this video, and I just wanted to say thank you so much to everyone who just supports me or who just reads my writing and likes it. I mean, this is just crazy. I didn't ever imagine that so many people would like it. I just wrote hey, let me write. I mean, thank you so much, guys, because you guys send me the sweetest messages ever, and I love you so much. Thank you. Thanks for watching this video. If you liked it or found it useful, please give it a thumbs up, and hopefully you guys will subscribe to me. Click down here to subscribe to me for future videos I post on Sundays. Have a lovely week, or whatever you are time period. Okay, thank you so much for watching again. Follow my Twitter, Instagram, and Tumblr, all linked below, and my Facebook page, if you want to like my Writing Queen Facebook page, is also linked below. So thank you so much for watching, and I love you all. Bye.